Hi guys, this week we're going to look at obstacles versus dilemmas. Everyone needs to have an obstacle. A story has to have obstacles, otherwise there's nothing to really tell. Your main character will have a goal or have something they want to achieve. So we have to put obstacles in their way. And this is the antagonistic force, traditionally. There's three sorts of stories which have been in other videos. I'll probably put something up here so you can know which one to go look at. There's three sorts of stories. There's man versus nature, man versus man, man versus himself. When I say man, mankind, so yeah, woman, 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 whatever. So we're just talking character, protagonist versus an antagonist, protagonist versus an antagonistic force, as in nature, or a protagonist against themselves, their own antagonistic force is something inside them. An obstacle is traditionally a thing. You have to go save that person. There is a bank robbery underway. There is a bomb coming, a meteor going to hit the earth. And as you go away, there's like roadblocks. So there's an obstacle. There is a person wanting the same thing as you. So you're going to be up against them. That's an obstacle. These are all obstacles. The other sort of obstacle is a dilemma. And I find dilemmas exceptionally exciting to use because you can also use them to trigger a tragedy. So in a dilemma, it is the person knows exactly what to do to solve their problem, but something internally prevents them from taking that action. And because they are prevented internally from taking that action, they're on a dilemma. You can use a dilemma in multiple ways. And the beauty is, if you have an obstacle, which is easy to overcome, but your dilemma, the person's internals, stop them from solving that, which then puts them in the way of other obstacles and forces them down a harder path. The entire time it was over there. In my screenplay, Amy, she's put together a large drug deal. It's all gone pear-shaped. Nothing's working for her. During this time, she's trying to reconcile her relationship with her girlfriend, Sue, who's left town because she doesn't want to be part of the drug life anymore. And Sue is giving her these outs through the entire story. Just come to me. Leave town. Come here. That would solve Amy's problems. But Amy's dilemma is that she wants to be more important than she is in her own mind. She says this twice in the movie. The first time she says, I'm sick of the world wanting me to be less than I am and for me to be happy with that. And the second time, when Sue's saying to her, look, I can get you a job. It won't be much, but it'll be enough to keep us going. I've got enough money at the moment in savings. Come live with me. And Amy's hearing to get a small, menial job when she's already said the world is forcing her to take in less than she believes that she deserves. So she says to Sue, I would rather be the king of the shit than the shit of the kings. That causes an argument between the two of them. But she's got that dilemma. She can't let go of what she believes to be is her right to be great. And we're showing her all these options. Leave. Do this. Go ring that policeman. He wants you to be a confidential informant. Now would be the time to pull the trigger on that and become a confidential informant. There's all these things that Amy could do to save herself, but she never does them. And at the end, it leads to her demise. So that internal dilemma brings about tragedy. And I've had people say, even though it was obvious what was going to happen, I dreaded the thought and hoped something would change and it wouldn't go the way it did. It's one of my favourite stories that I've written. And it wasn't just obstacles. It wasn't just, now the drugs have been stolen. Now this has happened. Now her money's not available. Now she's being chased by the police. Now another drug dealer's coming. None of those things happen in the story. But it's not those sorts of dilemmas. Her car won't start. It breaks down. She has to steal a car. Now there's a gangster after her because she stole the wrong car. Now she's got someone who wants her for her car, and there's the drugs and the money. Those are all your standard obstacles. that may get in the way. But by giving Amy a dilemma, the obstacles generated themselves. It stopped her from being a passive character because she was making decisions based on her dilemmas, which would produce more obstacles. So it just didn't feel like an episode. It wasn't episodic. It wasn't game show levels. Or a video game level where, oh, you've beat this boss and the next boss and the next boss until you hit the big boss. It was none of that. It was very active in what was happening in her role. What she was doing was a very, very taking an active approach to her her life and unfolding the story because of her actions. The other thing that makes a dilemma a bit better than a standard obstacle is that you can reuse it several times. An obstacle is defeated, it's done. I had to get over the fence. I've got over the fence. I'm on the other side of the fence now. If suddenly you present me with another fence that I have to get over, people are going to say it's just the same thing over and over and over again. The story won't feel like it's evolving. It's a bit like The Walking Dead. After a little while, The Walking Dead stopped being about zombies and it became about humans and how humans were going to fight against each other and having to preserve and community and family. And what does that mean? It evolved away from episode after episode of just stabbing, zombies in the head. It became something different. I was just checking focus, sorry. The other good thing about the dilemma, like I said, you can reuse it. You can evolve a dilemma. The person believes this is true. It's an obstacle to them. They've overcome that obstacle. They learn a bit, but the dilemma is still there. So they evolve the dilemma. It becomes more important to them or less important to them. If we look at Joker, I've only got my mum. I don't know where to fit in the world. I'm having all these bad thoughts. I've got a menial job. That sort of low self-esteem is a dilemma for him. He can't get past that low self-esteem and part of his mental illness. So then when he learns that his dad could possibly be the great Bruce Wayne, this dilemma again, this sense of worthlessness, when he turns up at the gate and Alfred throws him away and pushes him away and he gets berated again, suddenly it becomes more of a dilemma for him. Even though I'm worthless, I know I've got some greatness in me, but no one's going to let me have that. So we've evolved that worthlessness into now the world is definitely against me. Not only do I have this impediment, but my real family don't come and help me. And it manifests. So then he transfers that onto Murray. And even though Murray was making fun of him and running him down a bit, he suddenly, Murray's going to be my way through. And when he feels completely worthless, he's just going to kill himself. He's practicing killing himself because he can't see any way out. His dilemma has driven him to that until in the end, it manifests into, I can become worth something by taking charge of my own life. And he kills Murray on television. He transforms into the Joker. That dilemma is the entire way through it. His worthlessness, his mental illness, these aren't obstacles, but these are struggles brought about by internal obstacles. They're a dilemma. That's the difference between obstacles and dilemma. If you'd be so kind to do these things, if you think that this is being helpful to you, it'd be really good if you could like and hit the bell so you get notified when things come through. There's the Wednesday shorts as well, which are doing, quite well. They're a single idea, very, very fast. Thank you for everyone who's been sharing this on other platforms. And until next time, guys, keep writing. Bye.